welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca. I'm going to be talking to you about gastric sleeve surgery and specifically focusing on the pre and post nutrition and or exercise. And if you like my channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell, okay? All right. So, today I went and finished my second appointment. You have two for nutrition. My first nutrition, I backed with my exercise program, and then I just did my second nutrition today. The first one was a one-on-one that I met with the nutritionalist, and the second one was like a class. Wasn't really expecting that, but that's okay. It wasn't bad. So let's go with kind of the highlights and important stuff. They give you all these packets of information, which I love. But basically, right, so it talks to you about the highlights of certain things. So it gives you the information about the gastric sleeve and, you know, how the process is done. But then it talks to you about certain stuff that you're going to have to modify in your lifestyle. Making sure you eat slowly, allowing 20 to 30 minutes for your meal. If you're feeling full, stop at the first sign. Eat evenly spaced meals throughout the day. Avoid skipping meals or grazing unplanned meals. Eat balanced meals and includes your basic food groups. Practice not drinking fluids with meals. That's weird to me. So it's the 30-30 rule. Try not to eat 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after. I've been practicing doing that. You actually have to practice doing it. Like for me, at least I do, because I'm just so used to eating, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll have like a sip and I'll just continue eating, but you get full faster and you might vomit, or it washes out all the important nutrients. So stay hydrated during the day, making your water. Avoid carbonations, reduce or stop caffeine, and try to get your low to no calorie fluids. They really want you to do stuff like journal, self-monitor, try to problem solve stuff in advance. So like parties, doctor's appointment, late meetings, lunch breaks, stuff like that. Just always have something kind of prepared with you so that you can stay on track. You're going to reduce or avoid concentrated sweets. Use low-fat cooking methods by grill, steam, poach, crock pot. Find other ways to cope. Recognize when you're starting to get frustrated or you hit like one of your triggers that you have to eat or you binge eat, and try and do something else instead. This is also a very hard one. Like the example says, recognize when you feel lonely, sad, or bored, stressed, anxious, or angry. And then choose an activity like walking, swimming, knitting, painting, journaling, or some other type of activity to help you cope. You're going to increase your physical activity time. That's just kind of a given. And then, okay, so your initial goals. So your initial goals for women, well, for everyone at first, is you gotta get 40 to 60 grams of protein per day for the first 2 weeks. Okay? Then your goals are for females, it's 60 to 80 grams of protein per day. Males, it's 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. That is a lot, okay? So you have some examples here. 1 ounce of fat-free milk or 1% milk is only a gram, okay? 1 ounce of low-fat yogurt, a gram. 1 ounce of Greek-style yogurt, 3 grams. 1/4 cup part skim ricotta cheese, 7 grams. Okay, 1/4 cup of low-fat cottage cheese, 5. 1 ounce reduced fat cheese, 7. A quarter cup of beans such as garbanza, black, kidney, pinto, or navy, 3 to 5 grams. 2 ounces of tofu, 3 to 6 grams. A large egg, 7 grams. 1 ounce of lean protein, so like a meat, chicken, or fish, 7 grams. Okay. So she says do the 7 rules. So most of the time when you eat lunch, you're going to eat 2 to 3 ounces of something. So she's like, okay, well, 2 to 3 ounces, 7 times 3 is 21. So that you have 21 grams. That's, a third to a fourth, depending upon where you're at in the game plan of your daily needs. Okay. So instead of eating chicken all the time, you need to make sure that you can find a nutritious source. Okay. So you also have, your shakes and stuff like that you can supplement within them. But you also have the ones that are unflavored that you can make different recipes with, but still get a high amount of protein in there. So it says, during a sleeve gastric surgery, a thin vertical sleeve of the stomach is created using a stapling device. The stomach pouch sleeve is about the size of a banana. This procedure limits the amount of food that you can eat at any given time and helps you prevent feeling full sooner. Your stomach needs to heal after surgery, so it's very important to stop eating or drinking at the first sign of fullness. It's going to be hard. This will help you avoid overeating, which you can put excess pressure on the staple line and increase the risk for a leak. So, post-op nutrition advancement. The day of the surgery. While in the hospital, your surgeon will initiate the timeline of your nutrition advancement. So you're going to start off with your bariatric, sugar-free, clear liquids. Water. Okay. Water, and they do have protein waters, protein 2.0. I recommend the pina colada, but like this. Slip slowly on 1 ounce of bariatric, sugar-free, clear liquids every 30 to 60 minutes. 1 ounce, okay? So that's for the first couple days. Day 3 to 13, you have your high protein liquids, okay? So these are your 3 cups, 24 ounces, high protein liquids divided into meals. No more than half a cup or 4 ounces per meal. And then you have your 3 cups or 24 ounces of your bariatric sugar-free clear liquids. Half a cup to 1 cup in between your meals. Day 14 through 28, you have your bariatric pureed or blenderized. You have 3 planned meals not to exceed a quarter to half a cup. So 2 to 4 ounces. At least 1 cup or 8 ounces of the bariatric high protein supplement divided into 2 or 3 portions. Your fluid goal is to get 46 ounces or 6 cups. Days 29 through 60 is your bariatric mechanical soft. You have 3 to 6 planned meals. Volume per meal does not exceed a half cup or 4 ounces. Fluid goal is 64 ounces. And then day 60 plus is your bariatric solids. This one said you got to start off slow. So 3 to 6 planned meals not to exceed a half to 3/4 cups, so 4 to 6 ounces, or as instructed. Fluid goal is the same at 64 ounces. All right. So for your liquids, they give you a choice for the sugar-free clear liquids. They have water, decaffeinated coffee, decaffeinated unsweet tea, sugar-free popsicles, sugar-free drink mixes, Crystal Light, Diet Decaf, Snapple, Propel, Gatorade, Zero, Powerade Zero, fat-free bouillon or broth, Ocean Spray, Diet Ocean Spray juice. Choose 5 calories per serving. Decaffeinated herbal teas or sugar-free Jello. Okay. You need to make sure that you avoid using any straws. This kind of, it will put more air into you, so you want to make sure that you know that you're consuming a controlled amount with a sip, and that you're not putting just unnecessary air down there because there's already a tiny amount of space. No gum. So I talked about this before. I found out the reason. 1, because it can get obstructed, but 2, because it can help secrete what is it called? Gremlin, I believe. Make sure I have this right. It's a hormone. Yeah, Gremlin. Grelin. It's a hormone basically that tells your body that you're hungry. Okay, so by doing that and chewing, it's telling your body that you're hungry. Leptin is the hormone that turns off your hunger. Okay. Okay. So, for your bariatric high protein liquids, again, you're going to stop at the first sign of being full. I already told you all of the things that you need in a day. They suggest, like, do not use very hot water when using protein powders. Heat your water to 140 degrees or less, as texture can be affected. This is mainly for, like, the soups. Like a pro hack, take the liquid, heat it up a little. Mix in your powder for your soup. Stir it till it dissolves. Put in the rest of the stuff, the broth or whatever. But when you put in the powder, make sure it's like obviously the one without any flavor, unflavored one. And then heat it up to 130 to 140 degrees. But you don't want it to get lumpy. All right. Fat-free milk or 1%, lactate, fat-free or lacted, low-fat 1. Soy or almond milk, unsweetened, plain or flavored, fat-free yogurt under 100 calories, no fruit chunks, no skins, no seeds. Plain or flavored, fat-free Greek yogurt. You may add artificial sweeteners. Sugar-free puddings made with protein powder. Again, unflavored protein powder you can put in there. Low sodium, 100% vegetable juices like V8 or tomato. All right. Some of the 3 major rules for the high protein liquids is at least 15 grams of protein, preferably whey protein isolate. The Protein 2.0 has the whey protein isolate in it, 15 grams already for 1 serving. But usually you want to check what type of protein that you're getting, because there's a lot. And they like the whey one. You can look on the back of your labels. I'm trying to find the paper they gave me. Yeah, there's one. Okay. So here's some common examples of whey protein isolate. Okay. And I'm just going to show this. You can pause and rewind if you want. But this basically tells you about some of the different protein supplement stuff. And why you want certain proteins and not other ones, because they're not actually doing the correct things for you and filling you and giving you all the nutritional value. Okay. So, way I split protein per 8 ounces, 1 cup of serving. Okay, 2. So less than 20 grams total carbohydrates per 8 ounces, including milk. So when choosing a protein powder, be sure to include the carbohydrate grams from the liquid that it will be mixed with. So for example, 8 ounces of milk equals 12 grams. So you don't want to have this protein powder that has all these carbs in it and then have to add additional carbs because you're going to mix it with milk or whatnot. 3, make sure that it's less than 5 grams of total fat and sugar per 8 ounces of serving. All right. Which again, and I should be a sponsor for them, but I'm not. But the Protein 2O is meets all of that requirements. They give me all of these kind of like recipe hacks for the high protein liquids of things people tried, and they look decent. I mean, mint chocolate shakes, high protein strawberry lemonade, chocolate peanut butter, high protein jello, high protein fruit punch, high protein chocolate milk, pumpkin spice smoothie, high protein cheesecake yogurt, creamy chicken soup, high protein pudding, protein fudgesicle, chocolate lovers delight, chocolate and vanilla. So this is a sample of just how often you have to be eating and drinking all day just to hit your goals. Okay. So then you get to the pureed stage. Use a food processor blender. I'll show you some of the stuff I got in another video. Ensure your meal has protein and always eat the protein first, at least 2 to 3 ounces per meal. Try one food at a time. Make sure you take your daily supplements, which we'll talk about in a minute. And it's basically, it's like baby food. But make sure you just blend it really well. You have to, when you puree stuff, they don't want chunks, obviously. So if you have to, you can pour it through a strainer to make sure that it is the consistency that you want, like an applesauce almost. More recipes. They do really, really well with support as far as recipes and or giving you a sample menu of when and kind of like the track that you should be doing. So we're at days 29 through 60. You're at the mechanical soft. It starts talking about, like, again, making sure your foods are not too fibrous. So when you're having an apple, make sure you take the skin off the apple. Stuff like that. Cucumbers, take the skin off of it. Make sure you're taking very small bites of food at a time, because you're gonna want, you're like, oh, food, and you're gonna want to go in and just eat all this food, and you can't, because you have to remember you can only tolerate so much. It says some individuals may not tolerate certain foods. Common foods that aren't tolerable include red meat, raw or crunchy foods, and chicken or turkey that's dry and tough. They really do want you to stay away from dry chicken and turkey because it won't break down right. So making sure you don't drink any caffeine still or carbonation. Making sure you take your daily vitamins. But this is the point where you start introducing like ground and chopped tender cuts of meat, beef, pork, fish, veggies, canned or cooked, fruits, refried beans, and eggs. But no skins. It says like 3 times. No skins. Soft fruits, no skins. And again, more recipes for that. More setup of a daily menu for that. Then you get into the bariatric solids. Okay. Chew all your food well. You should be getting 3 grams of fiber per serving. Liquids can be consumed up to mealtime, but again, you need to wait 30 minutes to consume liquids before and after. Avoiding fibrous raw fruits, lima beans, coconut, celery, stuff like that, pineapple. It varies for everyone, is what they tell you in the second class. So don't think that you can't have this stuff. You just can't have this stuff right now. And a lot of it. You can't have a lot of it. Foods to avoid that will cause irritations, outlet obstructions, intolerance, delayed healing, and or altering your weight loss efforts. So sugar containing fruit juices, carbonated beverages, caffeine, high-fat fruits, soft doughy breads, rice, pasta rolls, tough dry meats, nuts, popcorn, or alcohol. Okay, more recipes. Menu setup. Okay. And then they go into the vitamins. And they want you to have a ton of vitamins. I'll show you it and then I'll read it off. Okay. So you need your multivitamin, and it has to be a bariatric vitamin, and they talk about the importance of the different types of vitamins because they're not absorbed the same now since your stomach has changed. But they want the multivitamin and mineral with an iron. They would highly recommend you to have a B12, calcium, iron, and then your B complex, okay? They have so many different types of vitamins that I'll show you later, but the bariatric fusion is the one that I chose, and it is 4 chewable vitamins. 4 comes in different flavors like tropical, orange, cherry, I think a couple others, but it's 2 during the day and then 2 at night. Other ones, like with the bariatric fusion, they do have like, you can pour the drink and stuff, but then you're going to have to take an iron supplement with it. And you have to do that a couple days. Or you have like the melts, but then you have to take like double calcium because it has no calcium in it. But the 4 has everything in it, and including the B12. And so I was like, well, let's make life easier. It doesn't taste terrible. I mean, it tastes like a vitamin, but it's not, to me, it's not bad. It's like, okay, like, it almost tastes like the Fred Flintstones vitamins, but it's not. She cannot stress. I think she said it for about 20 minutes tonight. I'm exaggerating, but no gummy vitamins as far as for your multivitamins and stuff like that, because the gummy, not that it would get obstructed necessarily, but because the absorption is just not there. It's not up to the ASMBS guidelines, which is the American Association for Metabolic and Bariatric Surgery. And that's what all of these companies that sell bariatric products, shakes, stuff like that, they have to uphold those standards of those vitamins. I asked her about patches. She said no. Just that for at least for the first little while, no. And maybe down the road after I meet my weight loss goals, then we can switch to a patch. But the patches are not regulated yet, so there's no evidence that you're getting the proper consumption of nutrition. So, which is respectable. I mean, she's just looking out for my benefit, so I don't mind. Okay, so there's that. Okay. She has other papers that you can read and go through. She has your pre-goals, your pre-surgery healthy eating goals. Okay. Have a food plan, write it down in advance, and keep it in a journal. She recommends getting an app. She says my Fitness Pal. I use Weight Watchers, the app. I'm going to play around with my Fitness Pal too, but I do like the Weight Watchers because it has the scanning thing for barcodes. So it's just a lot easier to track it. Start meal prepping at home. Do not skip any meals. Eat 3 to 5 meals per day, spaced evenly apart. Grill, bake, or broil your meats. Limit frying. Start to increase your fruits and vegetables. At each meal, include a lean protein food and fiber-rich food. So, vegetable, fruits, legumes, whole grain. Start to decrease desserts, candy, and processed food. Ice cream, cookies, chips, cake. Measure your food portions. Examples, half cup to 3/4 cup portion, rice or pasta at meals. Eat until you're comfortably full, and then practice stop eating at the start of feeling full. It's still hard. I'm doing it. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't have the same sensation that everyone does of, oh, I'm full. I have, like, am I full? I don't know. Limit eating away from home to twice weekly. Pack lunch or dinner from home to take to work. Decrease caffeinated and carbonated beverages in preparation of post-surgery guidelines. Decrease your juice and sweetened drinks. Practice not drinking with meals. Start tracking water intake. The goal is 64 ounces of water or other calorie-free beverages daily. Practice sipping beverages versus gulping. Practice chewing foods thoroughly before swallowing. Take 15 to 20 minutes to eat a meal. Practice placing utensils down in between bites. Limit alcohol or no alcohol, and then set up a goal for your physical activity of how many minutes or per day per week. And then for me specifically, it talks about your bariatric fusion diet, your pre-op diet. So when you go with my surgeon, you're signing a consent that basically says you're going to be getting your vitamins and your protein prior to your surgery, obviously, because they just want you to be prepared. But he wants you for pre-op to do the bariatric fusion. Okay, so 2 weeks of the special pre-surgical diet to reduce the size of your liver. Okay, preserve lean body mass and prepare your body for post-surgery recovery. Do not start the diet more than 2 weeks before your scheduled surgery date. Digestive problems like gas, bloating, or diarrhea may be due to lactose intolerance, so be careful. They do this to shrink your liver, and it's just so that it's easier access for the surgeon to be able to get in and get to your stomach. And we should help do our part. So it talks about how make sure the protein shakes are spaced evenly throughout the day. Drink first shake within 1 to 2 hours of waking. Example, first shake at 7 a.m., second shake at 12 p.m., third shake at 5 p.m., fourth shake at 9 p.m. Consider pre-making your protein shakes using containers with lids and storing in the refrigerator or cooler if needed. Avoid carbonated beverages or super high sugar drinks. You will not be drinking them after surgery. It's a little bit different for people with diabetes, so make sure you call your dietitian. But it talks about additional clear liquids that you can have. Okay. And then it talks about, here's an example, okay, of your meal plan for the fusion. And then pay attention to write down this area right here. It says that each tub contains 21 of your 2 scoop serving. So per shake, it's 2 scoops, okay? So if you weigh, less than 300 pounds, you're going to need 3 tubs for 2 weeks. So that's $120 for 3 tubs, okay? If you weigh more than 300 pounds, you're going to add 1 extra fusion serving per day. So you're going to need to purchase 4 tubs, okay? So like, I already have 1 tub coming because I knew exactly what I wanted, and the vitamins. I have to purchase a few more because I want to make sure I get all of my stuff in and I can use it afterwards too. But they highly suggest that you purchase, again, an unflavored one. They have, at least my doctor had a sample pack of the different types of flavors, and my nutritionist did too. And basically they gave it to you to try to see which kind you like so that you can, it's a lot of money. I know it's gonna last you like a month, or it's gonna last you a couple weeks, sorry, not a month, but it's worth it. And you're gonna use this protein powder, and you kind of just, you want to enjoy what you're drinking at least, because it's gonna be hard enough. So there's that. And then they talked about exercise. So you have to pay for, at least I did, for your exercise. They give you your nice little resistance band. But he goes through all the different types of exercises with it. They have different fitness centers and stuff that you can go to if you want. But he talks about, I'll just show you your neck exercises. That's sitting. Okay, shoulders. These. He talks about balance exercises for people who already have terrible balance, to make sure that you're just very careful, because you're losing a lot of weight very fast, so your center of gravity is going to be quite different, so your balance could be affected because of that. He goes into the resistance band training. And then a couple more. I think it was like $50 copay that I had, or pay that I had to pay out of pocket for. But then he was really cool and basically said that he's available anytime, and that if I needed to email him or come in just to give him a heads up, he wouldn't charge me or anything, and that we could work on some isolated areas if I'm having problems with them. But he did recommend getting 5 to 10 pound weight dumbbells, using the resistance bands, making sure you take your vitamins and your collagen so that the elasticity comes back. Okay. And to just be very diligent in doing this because, again, you're creating a better you. So the less you do, the more you harm yourself, the more you do, the better you feel, and the more outcome you will have. So that was pretty much it for the nutrition part. If you have any questions or stuff I didn't cover, I will go over the products that I am going to be using. Just some things that I've kind of picked up throughout. I'm looking right now to make sure that there wasn't anything that I missed for you guys. No. There's a lot of good information and stuff in this book that I'm going through. It's the guide to the bariatric surgery, and it answers a lot of questions. I'll go through it in a different video, not for this one, but that is all that I have for you for this video. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you later. And as always, just make sure you remember to be strong, be beautiful, be brave, but most importantly, just be you, okay? All right, bye guys.